What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm going to go ahead and do this thing tonight. What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? I'm going to go ahead and do this thing tonight. All right, so let me get rid of my feedback. There we go. All right, so I'm checking to see. So this time I have my YouTube going off my phone so I can see the comments. I'm going to see if it affects how I'm able to work on Photoshop. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. All right, so since y'all were so excited, it kind of got me excited too. I was actually ready to to take me a nap or go to bed, but I love when you all are enthused about stuff. So let me go ahead and pick out my photos. I didn't even get a chance to look at all of them, but I know we had some great photos. Let's pull them on screen and see what we're working with. And here's the thing too. Like I said, even if I don't use your photo for this session and I happen to like have it download it and use it for a different template, then you all give me great ammunition when you have photos. So let me take a look at what we have. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I love all of these photos. I'm trying to see if I have some that have multiple images so we can do this. Do it now. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And look, y'all even try to help me out and cut out the background. I appreciate it. Oh man, there are so many great photos. Okay. Oh, this is too cute. Are these triplets? So you must have known you were gonna get a little bonus from me for that. That is too cute. I think just having 3 kids at one time go off to college is not just an accomplishment, but that is some work. That is some work. I love it. You know what? I think we're gonna. It's the triplets for me. I don't know. Let me go ahead and down the triplets. So Sherry, I hope you're here with us tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and download these. All right. So yeah. So we're gonna go with Sherry tonight. I didn't even have to look further. It's just I saw the triplets and they got me. I'm sure they got you. This is so amazing. They're so gorgeous too. I know you got to be proud, Sherry. All right, so that's photo number 2. And let's see, Sherry, did you give me any other? Well, there's 3 of them, so that's 3 twice. So I think we have plenty of pictures. Janie says, yes, it's the triplets for me too. I'm telling you. And I also want y'all to keep in mind that we're going to be doing more of these sessions. Y'all have to remind me because I'm supposed to be doing like a template giveaway every video. And y'all just be having me talking and wrapped up. And then I get off a 3-4 hour long video. I'm like, I didn't give away nothing. So don't be afraid to remind me. As long as if you remind me, make sure you hit that like button. Don't be reminding me to give y'all something for free and y'all won't hit the like button. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with those 2 images. I'm going to get off of the Facebook because it eats up all my resources on my computer. If y'all don't know, Facebook eats up some data. So let's go to remove BG. And I'm going to go ahead and drag photo number 1, drop it here. And sometimes we don't want to remove all the background. So I might kind of do a combination where I layer this image where I keep the steps and just remove the back of the background. So we'll see. And then which one did I bring on first? I'm not sure. There we go. And it did remove like some of the post here. So let me do edit. Just restore. And I'm just going to restore that column right there. And then I'll cut it out if I want to, because I'm not even sure how much of that we'll be using. All right, so let me go ahead and download one. I'll call this one photo 1. And then let's go on to the second one. We'll call this one photo 2. And this is the demonstration video for this template. So this is precisely what I would tell you to do if you were following this in order to recreate this design. Now it's going to be a little different because with this one we have 4 images. So let me see, I might even do, let me do a second one. I guess I'll go back into Facebook. And I'm going to see if someone has 4 images. So we got triplets. And now I'm going to see if someone gave me 4 different images. I think Corey did. And I have a beautiful young model. The other thing is I try to get some of our guys in here too, because I know our girls are always so gorgeous and well represented. But I really do want to start doing something for the guys as well. But I will be honest, it is hard to get like multiple pictures of the guys. Oh, y'all have so many nice photos. Well, Yoko gave me multiple pictures of a great shots of handsome young one there. Let's go with it. Then that way I can have a male and a female version. Y'all can get the idea and gist, and we can kind of do this all the way around. So we'll have the triplets, and then we'll have our basketball player. So I'll call this one photo 3. Good job, Yoko. And then this one, I see the medal. Say that one's photo 4. So I guess we'll be doing 2 giveaways tonight. And photo 5 and one more. All right, so I have 1, 2, I have 4. Man, and Shani, that's a pretty picture too. So it looks like we're gonna have to be doing some more graduation stuff. Y'all are gonna keep me busy for sure. All right, let me get out of Facebook and let's build our design. Now this is what I will need based on the photos. I guess I can do a like a mock logo, but if you happen to be here tonight, so Yoko and I forget the super mom that has the triplets. I forget what name that one was under. You all let me know if you're here tonight. This one is going to be just on the regular website. Y'all know I haven't uploaded a new template on the regular website pretty much since I started the academy. So because we have a lot of content for the academy already built up, I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the Innate Lab site tonight, and I can't guarantee you like if it'll be like 1 o'clock in the morning tonight or what, so that it will be available for the flash sale that we're having right now. So y'all are the first to hear about it, to see it done, and we'll also be able to take advantage of the flash sale if you go ahead and grab it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start designing this one. There's a lot going on. I want to go ahead and turn off the photos. Have one there in the front. And then this one comes with a free back design too. So if you wanted to do it jersey style, you have that. And you can change that to any font, but that's the Flame font. It is a $3 font that I offer on the Innate Lab site. So either you can purchase the font in order to achieve this look, or you can just replace it with any font that you want. But that's the back, and it's going to be there. And we're going to make sure we do this with the smart color features. So hang tight with me so I can make that happen for you. All right, is Sherry here? So Sherry is who we're doing the first image for with the triplets. And I don't know what school, but let me see if I can find out from the photos. Let's do remove BG again. So we can get the rest of these photos at 6. This one's not going to be able to distinguish well between the foreground and background. There's a lot of black here. So let me do a little work here. Let's do an adjustment layer, maybe some levels here. What it is, it's the glare up there at the top. I know it's causing the issue. Okay, well, I just did the select subject. I think I did it well enough. And then I'm going to go up here, use my pen tool. And I'm going to add to this selection because I can't really see it myself, but I can at least give it some shape here. I think it got the shape there. So let's close that up, turn it into a selection. I'm going to feather it 0 pixels and add it to the selection. There we go. And now on the photo, I'm going to go ahead and do the select and mask here just to see how well that cuts it out. And we had this on a different setting from before. So I'm going to bring down the feathering to just 1 pixel. Shift the edge. Let's do 0 here. And we don't need any added contrast. I feel like I'm probably missing a little something here. Let's see. Let me go ahead and take away and see what's going on. Or I guess that would be adding to. And even if that's not, I'm sure there's something there. No, that actually might be, that's a clean fade right there. So it's probably missing, but I'm going to leave a little something there just in case, because I would rather take it away and have it to take away from than to look at it later and it feel like I did something wrong. So let me grab my little lasso tool here, and I'm just going to add to the selection right here. And then go and add right here because that seems like it'd be a little off. Right on up here. There we go. And that I'm okay with. So let's go ahead and make a layer mask there. Yeah, I'm all right with that. And we can go ahead and save this as a PNG now. PNG, there we go. All right, so let's see if remove BG is going to be able to do the rest, or if I'm going to have to step in and do that, because it does take a little extra time. Y'all saw that. But if the background is clean enough, it goes ahead and lets it on through. So let's try photo 4. That one did a good job. And then let's try 3 now. And making sure I didn't lose any fingers there. I think there might be, see the original. I think there's one that's like bent right there that it got rid of that I want to keep. And a little bit of the fingertip right here. I'm doing a little more than I want to, especially with this mouse. I don't like to use the mouse for this type of technique with the remove BG. But I'm going to build it back and then I'll just clean it up in Photoshop. Uh-oh, that's the preview. Why does it keep doing the preview? I need, well, maybe that's just as big as it could be. Let's see. Or maybe I'm not logged in. That might be it. No, I'm in there. All right, so I have these 3. Now this one might be the same problem, so let's try it and see. I think that's going to be the same. Oh, no, we got that one just fine. And then missing a little bit here, but I'm probably going to end up fading that off anyway. But let's go ahead and edit. I'm just going to build a little bit more black right there into that area. It didn't even have to be exact. I just don't want to be missing it. All right, so I think I have all 4 images. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is loading right now. Okay, so we'll start with the 4 image just because we have 4 before. Now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pull all 4 images on top of my photo 3 here. So 1, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. I'm just selecting, hold it down. After I select one, I hold down Control, and then I'm going to select the other images and see how it has all 4 selected. If I hover over my artboard, it turns into a little plus sign. I'm going to drop it like it's hot onto the artboard. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then of course I'm going to resize these down a little bit. I'm doing Control T to transform. And I'm just going to scale them down to about the size that they might be appropriate to build around the Just Did It. Then maybe this one I'll do a little bit larger. So now we have all 4 photos somewhere on the artboard, but of course we need to be able to shift the images around and put them in the right place. So I'm going to place everything. I like these. This one here looks good in front of the text. I like that. We can probably put the formal ones behind, or maybe we can put one in this corner and one down here. Let's try that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my previous photos. So they're down here. Let's go ahead and turn those off. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and delete them so we don't have too many layers here. All right, so the formal photos, I'm going to drag behind the text and see how these work out. See, so I have dark, dark. I'll probably switch those up, and then this photo 6. Oops, I lied. That one is photo 4. And I'll place that behind the text. All right, so I'm trying to get that metal in there. And then I'm also determining pretty much what gives me a little bit of balance and contrast. And let's grab this photo, put it in the front. You know what? I think I liked it better with this image in the front, with the graduation gown. All right. So let's do our little fade off here, because of course I'm not going to leave these images just cropped all straight at the bottom. So let's go ahead and make sure it's clearly on our artboard so we can see what we're doing. Let's add a layer mask, and let's take our brush tool. I'm going to get this down to about, let's get it to about a 300 pixel brush. And I am holding down Control Alt and then shifting my mouse to the right or to the left, but you can also right click while you're on the paintbrush tool, type in 300 pixels, and then just click off. Now you have to make sure that you have black selected on your layer mask, because black is going to conceal, white will reveal. So that's just going to allow me to kind of fade that off and not have such a harsh edge down there. All right, and I'll probably fade off a little bit more when I figure out what logo we're going to put there. She could be you making sure you let everybody know and let Erica know that you hit the like button at the beginning. Thank you. You know I appreciate it. Christelle, yes, I'm glad you're here, because this video will help you understand how to edit it and everything too. And if you're able to join us for class tomorrow, we're doing a remembrance shirt, but since you're very new to Photoshop, I think you would really, really benefit from coming to the class tomorrow. It's a live class at 6 p.m. And once I'm done with this template edit, recording this video, at the end of the video, I'll show you the academy and how we might be able to help you jumpstart your Photoshop journey. So I'm real excited to have you. I appreciate you, and I'm glad they loved it. And apparently other people love it too, so that's why we're here tonight. I was gonna go to sleep, but then I saw all of these beautiful graduation picture posts, and y'all seem very excited, and I wanted to go ahead and get this one up so that it is available for the template sale. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and if you had different graduates, you would definitely be able to use this. So I'm going to leave this on here because some of us do have, as a matter of fact, this is the graphic that I used when I first did this design. It was the class of 2017. My goodness, time flies. So I first developed this design class of 2017, and I would put all of the graduates from that class that I considered my babies. So I had about 5 or 6 every year, and I would do a different shirt design, something crazy. I might do a baseball jersey or all over shirt, or just something that basically showed how much that I was proud of them, and wanted to be a little bugaboo that night. And I thought it was embarrassing to them, but I think they actually really appreciated showing out and showing up with their faces all over the place. I am going to, once I'm done with this, I'm going to make this an all over template. That's a good question, Tiffany. And I didn't even know it could tell us who liked the video, so that's good to know. Yeah. Let's see. So basically, this is pretty much laid out. I'm just gonna fade off these images because if you don't have any words put here, like for instance, let's figure out some words that we could put here. You could do your town high, and I'm just putting something there. And maybe you would want that to go up top, or you would replace the team name down here. But I'm just giving you an option to have an additional place to put some text. I doubt that we're gonna put that up there. All right, so if we do the team, we can just put last name. And all I'm doing is just having my move tool selected, double clicking on the text and editing that text. And I'll do Control T if I want to resize it. That means I want to shrink it or make it bigger. Control T stands for transform. And then this has a smart color attached to it. So the smart color is recoloring this whole text here with whatever gradient we chose. So of course, this is not the appropriate color for this graphic. So we're going to change the smart color, which is thus going to change everything. So it looks like it's kind of like a Carolina blue maybe, and black and white. All right, let's go ahead and change out this global color here. So let's go up. I'm going to go to my little smart color. Let me go ahead and grab this one, make a variation of it. And I'm cleaning this file up for you all as I'm making it a template. So you won't have to do all of the work that I'm doing here. And that looked kind of interesting, right? It recolored everything. Interesting, interesting, but we're going to go ahead and keep it our standard color there. And this is just what we call our smart color. That's a smart color. That's a smart color. And the reason why I'm naming them all smart colors is so that you don't get confused. A smart color or a smart object is the same thing, but just different instances of the same thing. So you can manipulate that, but it's still at its core one certain type of object. So whether it be a photo, in this case, I'm using it as a recoloring scheme. So it is indeed smart. So if we want to change this color scheme, all we have to do is double click. So I'm going to put smart color, double click. So you will know to double click on this. And you have to double click on the thumbnail, not on the words. So let's do that. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and pick one of these blue colors here, which these blues are totally different here. But I'm just going to pick maybe the one from the jersey. And then I'm going to kind of make it a little bit more what I want, because I think that's probably supposed to be more of like a Carolina, Columbia blue, maybe. All right, and once I get the blue that I want, I'm just gonna copy that hex code. And if I know what the school was, this is Lake Region. Let me see if I can find Lake Region High School. All right, let's pull it up over here. Well, all right. So I see a little logo here. I see the seal. So sometimes instead of the logo, you want to do the seal. Yeah, it looks like, oh, that looks like a good logo. I think it's cut off though. Yeah, that one's definitely cut off. And this one's high resolution. Let me save this one. All right, so I have a logo. I like to pick colors from the logos if the logos are true colors. So let's go ahead and let's do that. I'm going to come out of this. And I had a feeling that was supposed to be more of like a Carolina blue here. So let's just go ahead and pull in the logo. So anywhere that you see the logo, there are 3 instances of it. One of them is actually this period here. So I'm going to turn off this photo so we can see it all change at once, okay? Move that down a little bit. All right, so let's change out the logo. We can click on the logo here, where it says logo for period, or we can click up here where it says logo. All of those, 1, 2, and even this watermark version of the logo behind it, they're all different versions, different instances of the same smart object. So if I double click on logo here, I can get rid of the existing logo and drop in the new one, which this one, instead of a circle, happens to be the shield. So we'll get an idea of how that works out. and I'm just making sure it snaps. You see how it's snapping right there with the magenta lines? That's letting me know it's centered. If I close out of this and hit yes to save, it's going to update that smart object. Oh, you know what? This period is not the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it the same. So let me take this logo. I'm going to alt click and drag it. You won't have to do this. And then I'm going to put it in front of the logo for the period. I'll delete the logo for the period. And then this one, I'll make sure the opacity is 100%. And the blend mode is going to be normal. Control T. And that lets me transform it, and I'm just going to scale it down. So like I said, you won't have to do this because this will already be done for you. There we go. And as long as that logo pretty much covers up the period, it goes with the theme. All right, so now that I understand what colors I'm working with, it's pretty much this blue, black, and white. So let me go ahead and grab my color picker here. It looks like an eyedropper, and I'm going to tap right on that blue. And this looks almost exactly like the blue that I made up before. So let's copy that hex code. That hex code is important. If you needed to know what a team colors were, sometimes you can find them online. It's called a hex color code. And of course, it's not going to be easy to find it for the high schools. But if you go to teamcolorcodes.com, and let's say that the NC State, I think the NC State, what is it? North Carolina, maybe it's not NC State. What is it called? Let me go back home. I'll just put in Carolina. Because it's not the Panthers. The Panthers have a different blue. But these are team codes. There it is. University of North Carolina. Okay. That Carolina blue right there is what I was looking for. So I can double click, get that blue color, copy it. And then of course I can use that color when I want to do my gradient fill now. And I'm going to go back because I don't want to confuse you on how I got to the smart color. So I have my hex code color, right? I'm going to go to my smart color. I'm going to double click on it. And this is a gradient. So let's say I want to save this existing gradient. I'm going to right click, duplicate, and maybe I would call this one the name of that school, which is Lake Region. So maybe I'll just go like LR. So basically for each of your local schools, you can kind of have a color palette already set up and ready to go. So I'm going to double click here on the gradient. Then I'm going to click one time on the gradient here, and I'm going to make my own variation. So if I click here on the color, I can double click on this color stop here at the bottom. And then I can right click and paste my color code and see how it changed to that Carolina blue. And maybe the other color that I want, I might not do like black, but you know what, let's go ahead and make it go to black because it'll fade to black. So that's okay. And let's go ahead and close out of this. And once we close out, we're going to hit yes to save. Yes, and let the smart color do its magic. Oh, Sophia. What's up, Sophia, aka Yoko? All right, Yoko, let's get it. I didn't know you were here. Good job. So now we're able to really pull this together to where you can use it. And matter of fact, you can throw this on a mock-up and get this on your social media as soon as possible. Matter of fact, I would even suggest if it's someone you know, well, obviously you have the photos, to do like offer to do one shirt for like mom, and once you do that, everybody else is gonna come in and definitely want to wear you down. So I'm looking forward to that for you. All right. So, but did you see how it updated all of these colors naturally? That's what this whole smart color setup, I'm trying to convert all our templates to have the smart colors. All right, so we're good on the color. We can bring this image back now. And let's say I really want the period to be on top. So I'm going to kind of fade away part of his image until I see the logo there. So let me get my brush again. I'm just gonna fade it off just a little bit. See that? I could get real technical and create a clipping mask that only affects the area inside of the logo, but I think this is simple, it's quick, it lets you just brush, 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 and go, okay? With the methods that I'm using in this video, you should be able to change out, if it's a couple of pictures, maybe 10 minutes, and if it's more than 2 pictures, it might take you a little while longer, but that's why we call these 10-minute templates. Okay, so you should be able to, once you get used to the process, change out photos, colors, and text within 10 minutes. And that's when these really become money makers for you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, grab my brush, and fade off the bottom of this image too. I don't like the hard cut lines, so y'all already know what I'm gonna do. Fade that one off. Let's go on to photo 6, do the same thing. We have to create a layer mask, and then we have to paint black onto that layer mask to hide. And if we hid too much, we would do white to reveal it or to show it. All right, this looks good. Good looking kids. Y'all had a lot of good looking images. I'm really a little disappointed I can't use them all right now, but I will find something. And remember, there was a little something crazy going on with the fingers on remove BG. Let me go ahead and clean that up. I'm just going to use my pen tool here. Just click, and I'm dragging to create curves because it took off that fingertip there. That's one. I'll make a selection there with, I will feather this 1 pixel because it's already kind of pixelated. And then this one is really just this tiny little area right here that may or may not even pick up with me trying to make that go on. I'm going to add that to selection. See, it didn't even select anything. It was too small. These are some tiny, tiny pixels. So, oh, I know what it was. Because I picked that I wanted to feather it by a pixel, it probably wasn't a pixel to feather. So, you know what? I'm thinking I'll just leave that alone. And just get rid of this part here. So I'm just going to hit delete. Oh, we had something selected. I just couldn't see it. Well, that looks good. I think I'm going to get rid of this piece here because I made that part up. Let's go to selection. I have a whole video on how you use the pen tool and how you use remove BG, all that good stuff. All right, so let's update and save that so we don't have that issue with the fingers there. And this is it. Oh, we can go ahead and change the text now. Now, normally I do not type text. I like to copy and paste it because I don't want to spell anybody's name wrong. But because I'm viewing this on my phone, I have to type. Let's see. So what's Yoko saying? So it's Don Skipper Jr. So it's Junior the third. And y'all notice that I'm moving this around, but my smart color is not covering this whole thing. So let me go ahead and unlink it. Control T to my smart color. And go ahead and, oops, have to unlink it. So that when I move my smart color, it's going to cover everything. And then once I get it to where it covers everything, I'm going to link it back together because I want, when I move one, I want the other to move. So when I move the text, I want the color, the smart color, to move with it. So I think what we'll do, we'll put team last name on the last one. And then we'll put this name here. And we have the logo. I'll even move the logo just a little bit higher. And if I place it above the background, there I go. That way it doesn't clip off there. And because I have a little bit of white space here, I have a watermark logo back here. So I'm going to move my watermark logo just so that it kind of takes up some visual interest there. It's not really something that you know what you're looking at. You just see, oh, well, okay, that's the horse's mane back there, and that's the scroll. So it just adds a little extra boost of what you see when you're looking here. And for this logo, I'm going to Control T, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I do want you all to see. Let's get that centered. You have the little graduation throw caps there, if you see that. And I just made it a little smaller. For the all over shirt, we might make that bigger. Do something a little different with it, but it's there. Like I said, the background just has some kind of watermarked surprise elements. If you look close, then that's what you see. And I think this one's good to go. Let me know if I need to change anything, Yoko. Rona, that's so sweet. Rona says it doesn't matter what I teach. If you've been watching for a while, it's an automatic like. Don't even have to wait and see. Like what rewatch and set it off. You already know the ending is great. Yeah, you're right about that. That's sweet. Thank you, Rona. All right, awesome, awesome. And if I wasn't teaching, like trying to show you all the steps, then we would have done this a lot quicker, like 10 minutes tops. So I want y'all to kind of understand that about the templates. That's the goal, is to be able to work them quickly, but make your artwork look like it took the, what, 3-4 hours that it might have taken to design the template. That's the idea. I don't want anybody to be able to discount your artwork because it will look like you really put the time and energy into it. All right, so photo number 3, I didn't fade that one off, but just in case, it doesn't look like I have any problem here, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and fade it off too. I'm going to add a layer mask, grab my paintbrush, my soft round brush, Y'all asked about that. Everybody has a soft round brush. It's right there in your general brushes, unless somebody I know in the academy had mistakenly deleted their general brushes. But the good thing is they come automatic with Photoshop, so you can usually find them and reload them, okay? So you choose a soft round brush, make sure your pixel size is about 300 and the hardness here is 0. Now, if I were doing all over, my pixel size would be bigger because I would need a bigger brush. But see, I just smoothed that off at the bottom there just in case we chose any different color. Now, because I got this smart color, y'all didn't have to worry about, you know, what color goes where. That's what I'm trying to focus on now. Before I used to give y'all a lot of options. I'm talking about maybe too many options. So from now on, I'm going to focus on making it simpler to go through. And once you learn the principles of why I gave you the the way to do that, then you'll understand, oh, I'll just duplicate a layer or an element that Shanon made, and I'll just do this different type of layer mask, or I'll do a different adjustment layer. Those sort of things are the things that you learn by working with the templates. It's not that you're not learning Photoshop, it's that you're basically applying Photoshop as you're learning it. So I want you to know how powerful that is. All right, let's see here. I want to kind of clean things up a little bit. What is that? That was from another template. And often what I do is I remix, like I'll take something from one template, drag it over into another. And that's something that you'll learn to do too. Once you start collecting all these templates, that's the back. If you want it to be kind of jersey style, I'll keep that on there for you. But I want the smart color to recolor it. So let me grab smart color. I'll click and drag it down here to the back. And in order for me to do the back, I'm going to drag it all the way to the top. That way I can see how it's working. And I'll have a smart color here and one above the 20. I'm going to right click, create a clipping mask. Right now this is on opacity of 0. I'm going to take it up to 100. And then I have to make sure that I change the effects for the blending option. You all won't have to do this. This will already be done for you. And the color overlay here, I'm going to go with like a light gray so that anything that we recolor, it will use the color of our smart color. So we don't even have to open this up unless maybe we wanted to do silver instead of gold for the stroke. And if that's the case, I would just turn off the gold and do the silver, which in this case, I think the silver definitely goes better. And if you want to purchase this font, it's on Innate Lab. It's $3. So right now it should be on sale 40% off. So it shouldn't even be a $3 font. But this is a very popular font, especially for the kids. So if y'all like it, go ahead and grab it while it's on sale. And flash sale ends tomorrow, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's why I'm trying to go ahead and get this template up tonight, because y'all want to make sure that it's available for the sale, and I do too. All right, so now I'm going to copy the layer style from the 20, and I'm going to paste this layer style on the mom, just so that I make sure it has the same setup. And I'm going to take this smart color, alt click and drag it. So when I alt click and drag, it makes a copy. And recoloring images can be a lot of fun. So this probably looks really interesting right now too, and you want to figure out, ooh, what can I use that for? But right now we're going to keep it simple. Right click, create a clipping mask so that that just clips to the word mom. And then I can do Control T because these are huge. And if I want mom to recolor from top to bottom, I think I'm going to change my blend mode too. Right now we're on color, I want to change it to overlay or multiply. I think overlay is what I want. Okay, and if I want the going from dark to light, then what I'm going to do is Control T to my smart color. That's a transform. And you see you have this angle right here. If I do 180 degrees, that rotates it all the way around. And see, now I have my black at the bottom and my light blue flames at the top. That's what I want. And because it's a smart color, all I did was squish and rotate this smart color. Whenever I get ready to change my color again, it's going to update all these layers I'm playing with right now. I did something a little funky just now. I don't know what it was. Let me go ahead and do Control T. And now I'm going to recolor this 20 the same way we recolored the mom. And this is just a bonus for you, so it's not required, but you'll have that available. All right, so now I'm going to link the two. So the 20 with that color, I'm going to hit this link button here. That means if I choose my move tool and I move the 20, the color moves with it. Same thing here for the smart color and the mom. Color and the text will move together. Now, if I need to rescale my text or my color separately, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to choose both of them, or you can just choose one of them and unlink that one. And if it's more than two things linked together, you'll have to unlink more than one thing at a time, or you can hold down the control button, select all the layers that are linked, and then hit the link button to link them, link button again to unlink them. So we're going to keep those linked. And I'm going to go ahead and close up this back folder. That's just a little bonus for you, but you know it'll be there. Let's see. If I want to add this kind of metallic feature to the just did it, let me see if I would mess myself up. Let's see. Right click and I'm going to paste the layer style. And then what I would have to do is get rid of my white stroke. I think I have 2 strokes on this one. I like the silver there. That looks pretty interesting. I'm just playing with right now what effect I want to be the default settings here. So we'll take the drop shadow off. And I think we're going to take the stroke off of the top layer. Let's see how that looks. I like it. I like it. All right, so making sure everything's centered, at least centered looking. I'm going to turn on the white background. Just so that even if it's transparent, I have a full understanding of what it looks like printed on white. You see how I'm so close to this edge here? I'm way too close to that edge there. So I'm going to Control T. And bring that in a little bit so that I'm not pushing it too close to the edge. It doesn't make sense to go through all this work to have these really cool kind of clean artsy edges and then you still end up with a hard line. All right. It looks like we have a finished product here. I'm going to go ahead and save. And then I'm going to do one more demonstration because now I'm going to switch it up. Now this should be the faster demonstration because basically I should have everything cleaned up. I'm renaming my layers now. And I'm trying to see if I need to make any other adjustments as far as y'all being able to recolor. Like if you want to recolor the cap, I'll go ahead and do an FX for a color overlay. And that might make it solid black there, which is what we want. But let's just say for kicks and giggle that you wanted the smart color there to recolor the cap. Let's see how that works out. Let's right click and create a clipping mask. For the blend mode, I'm going to do normal. And then I'll do Control T to transform. And then right now, the reason why you're not seeing it is because I have to change the blend mode for that object. So the blending options. And here's the other thing, the smart color is a gradient, right? But if you don't want the black part, you can do Control T and just stretch it up to where you only have the blue. And technically you have two colors in one. So I can make it the black, I can make it fade from one to the other, or I can make it completely the blue color. Let me go ahead and name this grad cap. So it has a solid black color overlay, or you can activate the smart color feature. And I'll activate it just to kind of show off that it can be something other than just pure black. But most people will probably just want it to be black. Okay. So I guess I'll do one black and then one colored for the next one. All right, let's make sure everything's cleaned up. Now my logo here no longer has a stroke, so I'm going to take that logo and I'll copy this layer style, paste it on the logo, turn on the stroke, turn off the drop shadow if you kind of wanted that to stand out a little bit, or I can copy the layer style from I just did it and then just paste it on the logo. And then we'll keep what we want to keep. Right click, find that little logo, paste the layer style, boom. And then of course it has the internal color in here. We're going to take off the pattern overlay. It has a gradient overlay, you can take that off. Take off the color overlay. Satin, basically the only thing we need is the stroke, and I don't even think we need the inner shadow or the inner glow. Basically what we're doing is making it look like this little period is a part of this text here. So we want to mimic all of that. All right, I'm going to go over to effects now. And I'm going to clear up anything we're not using. So I'm deleting the hidden effects. And we'll go ahead and delete these hidden effects too. It just makes your layers look a lot cleaner. All right, so that looks like one template done. All right, so for this next one, I'm going to go ahead and convert it over to the red design. I'll name this folder text. So if you want to do an alternate version of this text, just alt click and drag. And then maybe you can do name up here and school down there, or vice versa. So I'll do an example. Let's do Lake Region. And maybe I don't even put high, because most of the time you're going to know that it's high school. All right. Save, save, save. Do the save dance. Make sure we're saving our changes here. And I think that's everything that I wanted to be able to make editable on here. All right, and at this point, I'm just cleaning things up. So I think this is ready for y'all. So let's go ahead and do the switcheroo. Let's go ahead and switch out these photos. So I'll call these back photos. BACK photos. So basically photos that go behind the text. Anything that's in the front of the text, we'll call those front photos. So I am going to go ahead and group those, Control G, and I'm going to call these front photos. So if you want to drag in new photos, just go ahead and open up the front photos folder. If you don't know where the layer is, just right click. You'll see where it says back photos, and it'll take you. See how it took you down to that layer? And if you want to select this specific file, you'll see back photos, photo 5. Now we're going to go ahead and drag our new images in. This time though, it's just 2 images, but with multiple triplets in the mix. So let's see. Let's go ahead and bring in both images. I'm going to hold down Control and select both of my cutout images and drag and drop them on here. I hit Enter to lock in the transformation of the size. And I think this would look really cool to kind of have them like they're sitting right behind that. So we'll put these up top. I'm going to give myself a little space though. I don't want it to cut anything off. There we go. All right, I'll hit Enter to lock in that transformation, and then I'm going to turn off the back photos. Now this one, I might have to do a little something different with the logo because we're actually covering up this space. So we'll see in just a moment once we start laying things out where we want it to go. Let's go ahead and change out. So this is JSU, that's Jackson State. Let's go to Team Color Codes and type in Jackson State. Awesome. Yes, Sophia. Good question. This is, oh no, Sharon, this is going on the website sometime tonight, as long as I can keep my eyes open. All right, so what was I looking up? It is called Jackson State, isn't it? Or maybe I lied. Maybe it's not. What is it? Maybe it's not Jacksonville State. Okay. Got you. That's what it was. There is no way that it's not pulling this up. Or maybe did it not have all the colleges and universities on here? I thought so. Maybe it's just the NCAA. There it is. It's here. All right, so let's grab this hex code. That's their red. So I want to show you how to kind of use your resources. Let's copy that hex code. And what we're going to do is go ahead and change all the color up, right? So we go to our smart color, double click on it. I'm going to right click and duplicate this layer so I don't mess up my previous color one. And let's go ahead and just change all these to normal. There we go. All right, double click on the gradient. Click one time on the gradient again, and let's double click on this first color stop. I can do Control V, and then it's going to paste that red. I'll leave it going red to black. Hit yes to save, and it should update my graphic anywhere that I had that that color. That smart color should now update from the blue to black to the red to black. All right, take a little time now. There we go. So see how it just recolored the entire image? That should be what you want it to do for you. All right, so now we can switch out our photos here. Oh, we need to switch out the logo. Let's go ahead and switch out the logo. I'll go ahead and save that image there. Oh, and then, hold on. In order to update it, we have to right click on the logo, double click. We'll go ahead and drag and drop our new image right here onto the artboard. Boom, just like that. Right, and this is an oval, so I'm going to do my best to make sure that the oval covers up the period. Because if you don't have a logo, you can just take off the area where the period is, and it will be the punctuation at the end. All right, and of course we changed the name, and if you wanted to put the school or you wanted to put congratulations. So what we'll do one of these, we'll showcase as like an all over. And if you notice, it also put the logo back here. So let's go ahead and update our front photos. We'll go ahead and cut off the previous eyeballs there. You kind of see how the graphic fills out that background. It looks really cool as an all over too. So let's go ahead and bring in our, oh, we already have it in there, don't we? I think I just have it behind something. There it is. Let's drag that up. Let's do Control T so we can transform it. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And then with the 3, I have to figure out how we can put it on this design. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's fade off the bottom so we don't feel like we have to make it so large. And I'm trying to see if we want to replace this one here. Let's bring both to the front for right now, just to see which one's going to make it in which location. And this is why, my loves, y'all have to charge more when you do multiple photos, because it takes more thought. It's not a single thing that you do. Actually, I think I like this one better down here, and we can make, oh, I have to resize my just did it a little bit. Let's see, and then let's make this one a little bit bigger, place it behind the text. So they can kind of look like they're leaning on the just did it. There we go. Let's place the image in the back folder now. There it goes, and they're kind of looking like they're leaning on the just did it. All right, and then I'm going to make this photo just a little bit smaller just because I have to make this work without moving the just did it. But you can resize it. Like if the just did it is a little too big, you need to shrink it down, you can shrink down those words. But I'm going to kind of make it look like they're sitting over this logo here, which we're not supposed to be showcasing that anyway. So them hiding it is not a bad deal. All right, so let's go ahead and do the layer mask. Let's fade things off here. And then we have a kind of clever way that we're not showing the full logo there. And I'm not going to change the text because I don't have anything to, oh, Sherry, you're here. Awesome, awesome. No, I wouldn't dare ask you to choose just one. Nope, nope, nope. That's why I chose this one. I love all 3 of them. They just make the design pop because it makes people not do a double take, but a triple take. So I like that it has that. And I think I'm doing a little check here just to make sure that all of my elements are showing. We still have our graduation caps back there. So what I'm going to do is make this one also an all over, so y'all get to see how to go from a 13 by 19 to an all over, but it will just be, they're literally going to be two different files. All right, so let's go on up to the all over size now. I'll go ahead and make sure I save. And then in order for this to be all over, I'm going to go to my image and my image size here. And I'm going to make the height, I need to make it 24 width. About 36 high. I'll go ahead and say okay to that. Now this should also scale our effects accordingly, so hopefully it did. If not, I will check on that, make sure. Let's do Control 0, make sure everything still looks proportionate. Perfect. All right, so let's go now to, I'm going to go image and canvas size. And this is for those of you that have the 13 by 19 that want to expand it to an all over, or if you have the all over and you need to break it down to the 13 by 19, you always have that option too, because I always give you this layer mask. And the layer mask allows you to convert something from being an all over, like almost boundless design, and it puts it into a neat little box. So I have several layer masks. Class number, I think it's 110, is where I show you how to use layer mask. All right, so what was I doing while I was talking? I'm supposed to be making this 44 inches wide. Let's go ahead and hit OK there. And let's do Control 0, zoom in there. Looks good. Now, of course, with this being an all over, a 13 by 19 has a taller, more vertical or portrait ratio. Typically a t-shirt is more of a square design. So now I have to make this work for a square design. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take everything except for the background. Let me delete that layer mask. And I want to go ahead and save this one as the all over. So once I do all of this work, I'll have two different versions. And normally I do this the opposite way. I'll design the all over first and then convert it to the 13 by 19. But because I was doing this as a 13 by 19 job today, I kind of got wrapped up making the template out of it. All right, and right now I'm going to grab everything except for the background here. And I'm going to do Control T to transform it. And my goal is to get this down to where everything fits inside of this little dotted line area here. Especially anything important like your faces, text that you don't want to lose. I'm going to be very careful of that. All right, so I have everything pretty much where I want it. I'm just going to have to do a little bit of adjustment to make sure that I don't cut anything off. For instance, all of this text down here will get cut off. And yes, I was going to ask you, Sherry, what are the names on here? I want to change that. I'm going to right click here on the name to make sure I can select it. So instead of Don Skipper, I'm going to triple click on that and it selects the whole line of text. And I'm going to start typing K-R-L-A, K-A-Y-L-A. And then I'll do an ampersand to keep it short. K-R-I-S-T-I-R-I-L-E-Y. Let me know if I misspelled anything. And of course, I want to, well, this might be our opportunity to kind of use the text up top to break it up. And then we can do Team Riley on the bottom. And of course, you can change this to anything you want. But I did like the whole team concept. And it seems like you have a good little team here. Let's go ahead and turn off the link so that I can resize Team Riley. And then we'll do small first names up top. I wanted an excuse to do the little small names up top so that you'd have that idea. And then I just did it. I'm going to take everything. We'll copy that layer style, paste it here. There we go. So for the just did it, we're going to move this a little bit up. And Team Riley is still where it's not going to get cut off, but we need to make sure the color follows it. So let's do Control T and let's resize the color. And like I said, even when you're doing a 13 by 19, I'm sorry, an all over, you don't want to get carried away and just start making things as big as you can make them. You want to stay inside this dotted line area for anything you don't want to lose. Now for the throwing caps in the background, I'm going to definitely make that bigger. And let me turn off this layer mask so we can get the idea of the full all over here. Control T. So there you have it. We have our little background there. And then for the names here, now instead of the name of the school, now we can type our names here. Let's do now you have to let me know what order that are they in the same order of the name that you type, because I'm going to go ahead and kind of give them each a little corner to put their names. Okay, so the top is Carla, Christy, Kayla. Okay, so this one stays Kayla. This one is Christy, Kristi. And then the first one, Karla. Right, so we got a chance to use our little names. And I'm just going to make sure I have things pretty centered here because it looks like I have a little more space. This Just Did It is a little awkward because it's not necessarily like a centered design when we start using the photos around it. So I'm going to do my best to make it kind of look centered here, and then we'll work around it. And the same way that we edited the 13 by 19 is the exact same way you would edit this all over. I'm just kind of resizing it so that it makes sense as an all over for you all. And we're just kind of inconspicuously using stuff here because I don't want to just boldly use anything where you can clearly see the logo, just because I want it to stay a little ambiguous. All right. I think the caps are where we need them. I think that's it. Let me go ahead and turn off our guides and see how it looks as an all over. There you have it. And let's say, you know, sometimes it's all over, you want to take your photos and kind of reuse them as watermarks. You can absolutely do that. Just alt click, make a different version of your photo. Let's say we wanted this one to kind of be on the sleeve up here. Maybe let's put it on the sleeve here. But we wanted this to be completely in the background and more watermark so it doesn't stand out so much. All right, I can turn down the fill here. I can even change the blend mode, depending on what fits best for the graphic that you're using. I would just play with these different blend modes here. I'm looking for which one does best without losing a lot of detail. That's Vivid Light. We have the fill on 50% right now. And this is just kind of giving you an idea of how you can use these watermark images. You don't have to do this many photos in different locations. But it just kind of gives you an idea how you can reuse this. And this one, of course, I would probably darken up behind it. Let me see if I can show you what that means. Let's put a layer behind it. I'll grab my paintbrush And I'm just going to paint straight up black right behind it. Okay, and then I'm going to do a color overlay to make it whatever color makes the image pop out. So if you have a lot of contrast, you might use a white background. If you want it to be less contrast, you might use a gray. So let's just do a color overlay, and let's do white. Just drag it on down to gray. You see how the different lightness or brightness of the color lets the images show through a little bit different with that particular blend mode. And overlay works really well there too. Hard light, I see the image come through. Vivid light is making it really extreme. And I like linear light too. So just by me painting that little bit of color back there, it just totally affects it differently. All right, so I can bring that down almost completely. All right, there we go. All right, so I think this one is good to go as well. We're going to go ahead and save. Let me know if y'all need any changes. You're absolutely welcome, Sherry. All right, it's going to take me a little time to get this one online, so y'all bear with me. If it's not up this very night, it will be up in the morning. So let me go ahead and get this one saved and uploaded for you. Y'all have any questions? Or I think, oh yeah, I was gonna show you how to get to the academy, but let me go ahead and save this stuff, and then if y'all ask me questions, I can kind of answer it as I'm working, hopefully. And the way I save these, I put all over in the front. We are having class tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to work on the one that I demonstrated today. It was doves in a heart-shaped cloud, a remembrance shirt, but it also works as a wedding design. Well, let me throw these outlines back on here too, because I want y'all to know that basically I was getting a little too loose with how big I made this image. If I wanted to ensure that it fit on the smallest size, this is what we get in trouble for a lot of times. We try to make everything so big and so grand that we kind of miss. But if I wanted to be able to get all of the ladies here, I would have to make sure that it fit at least on the smallest sleeve. And then we can work from there. But if you design for the biggest sleeve and then you print a small, you're going to cut somebody's face off somewhere. Now see, we still have our back on here. We go ahead and center that. So I will group all of this and call it the front, everything except for the background, of course. So let's turn off the front for a second, and that's what your back would look like. So a little bonus there for you. All right. Now what I'm going to do is switch it back, make sure that everything works for the other design that we had, because of course we changed up some of our orientation. So let's make sure that still works. I'll save that as a JPEG. And I'll show you how to use this for the, oh, we're not doing this one for class. Yeah, so we're not doing this one for the class. I'm not going to do the mock-up with that one because I try to make that a bonus for the folks that are in the academy courses. I'll usually give y'all the mock-up file with the template as a bonus. So let's just save this one as JPEG. And then we can go back to the blue version and make sure it works as the blue version as well. So all we'll do is double click on the red, bring back the blue. Now this is a larger file because it isn't all over. So I'm not going to say if you never do all overs, don't get the all over version of the template, but the all over versions are usually 2 to 3 times larger in file size than the 13 by 19s. So unless all overs are things that you want to be using, oh, that color looks cool even with the red. I definitely want to encourage you to stick with the 13 by 19. All right, so we change that logo up real quick. And then of course we would need to just bring back our other photos. I just want to see how it lays out. Let's turn on our guideline to make sure nothing's printing outside of the best area to print. Now this one I can move a little bit, have a little more space. I'm going to call this one names. Now turn it off for this design. And let's go ahead and replace our photo here. And see, pretty much the same thing still applies. We just had to make it work as far as the orientation, but everything else looks good. And if I wanted to use the same type of layout for the blue one versus the red one, then I can copy the layer style from the watermarked image here, and then I can paste it to this one. There we go. Oops, I was moving it. There it goes. Now this one has a lot of photos, so you probably would not be watermarked or nothing. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and delete that because I don't want to give y'all any ideas. But it has enough images on here to where you won't want to even watermark anything else. And I'll just call this folder watermark photo, just in case you want to use that as inspiration to watermark an image in the background, because we already have our logo watermark back here. All right, so this one, I'm going to take my logo and pull it back down a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and turn off the guidelines here. And I want to turn off all the guidelines for a second, just to let you know, you all can use this for pillows, tumblers. I don't want you to, the flags, you know, the yard flags and stuff. I don't want you to think that this is strictly for a t-shirt. The whole point of the templates is so that it's a design suggestion, okay? So if you can use this for other size and orientation of substrates, definitely take advantage of having access to this type of template. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my little outline here. Let's do save as, and I'm going to go ahead and save it as a JPEG. And now we'll open up the 13 by 19 as well. All right, so now we have our all over in our 13 by 19 version. Looks good. I'm going to keep this one as the 13 by 19 because everything looks really like vibrant right in our faces. And I could show you how to pull this one back to the blue, but I think I'm going to leave one blue, one red. Depending on which one you start with, you'll know how to go back and achieve the other. Now I'm going to save this one, take out the background here, and save this one as a PNG. I could have saved the other as a PNG as well, but I believe in order to put it up online, I have to save it as a JPEG. It won't accept PNGs as my thumbnails. And as a matter of fact, I think I do have to revert it so I can show both examples. So let me see how quick we can do this. Switch the color. Hit yes to save the switch of color. All right, and then of course we're going to switch out the logo. Switch out the photos. Right clicking, go into the back photo. Oh, I'm sorry, these are front photos. Wonder why I couldn't find the word back. All right, 1 and 2. And that's it. So I'll save this one. I'll save this one as a JPEG, even though I want to save it as a PNG. And we just did a rescale from a 13 by 19 to an all over. And a lot of times I'll show you how to go from the all over to the 13 by 19 because that's how I design templates. And then we switched out colors, we switched out logo. Um, and I should say we switched out one color, even though it was a gradient, it was just one color. One logo. And of course, depending on how many photos you want to bring in, you can bring in as many photos as you want, but this should be a really quick change template and a really powerful one because it looks like it's very ornate, but it's just a few simple clicks that allow you to make this your own. All right, so while I have a little bit of energy left tonight, I'm going to go ahead and save and upload these. If I can even remember how to upload stuff to the NA Lab site, because like I said, we've been doing so much with the Academy lately. I'm going to have to train myself how to upload these files again. All right, so anyone have any questions about class tomorrow or the Academy, anything of that nature? Thank you, Rona. I appreciate it. And thank you, Sherry. You're welcome, but thank you for sharing your beautiful subjects with me because they definitely make the templates what they are. And not just because it makes it cute, but it's because you all are invested in these projects too, and it really makes this worth it for me. So Yoko and Sherry, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all sharing these beautiful spirits with me because I promise it's something about what they bring because they're real people. They're your real projects in life, right? They're real projects in life, and I think it grows because of the type of energy that we're putting into this process. Y'all want to do well. You want to make a really great, not only just name for yourself, but you want to put out the graphics that represent how you stand out from your competitors. And I'm really, really proud that you all are taking all these strides to learn all these different things. I know it seems very complicated and overwhelming, but I do my best to break it down to simple concepts, but some really powerful tools. Okay. So if y'all ever get bored with me, let me know. If I'm not doing enough, let me know. And I promise I can throw some extra in there because I'm a lot of extra. Let me know. All right. So I'm saving this, uploading this now, and I guess I can talk while I'm uploading. We'll see. Thank you, loves. I appreciate it. So it's been a little minute, but I'm going to add this as a downloadable product. And for anyone has been afraid of Photoshop, even those, I know I have some collectors of the templates, has probably still been a little afraid to work with the designs and to work in Photoshop. Y'all, please, please, please just try one class. Let me show you at least a free class that you can try with me. And it's not a live class, it's a pre-recorded class, but it's a free class. So if you go to the Academy, go to the freebies, this beginner bites course, I give you an idea of what my teaching style is, the level of work you can expect from me and from yourself. Because once we get started with the class, by the end of that class, you have a final project done. Okay, so you come to class. If it's a paid project, that's even better. If you come to class with the photos that you need for one of your paid projects, and you know we're going to change out the photo, change out the text and the colors, then you basically come to class with that class prepaid. Okay. So we like to show off here because with sublimation, we can do gradients, we can do photographic images. We're not limited to any kind of borders or constraints, literally. So yeah, we might as well make our work look like we don't have any constraints. Oh, Sophia, good question. So for the group heat press, I've been in contact with I forget her name right now. But what we're trying to see is that the different ports have these what they call incidental fees, and it's a little ridiculous how they calculate them. But for instance, Jacksonville has a $600 incidental fee, and most of the ports have a $600 incidental fee, which means that on top of the product and the shipping, you're paying this fee just to access the port. And then it is port specific. So what I've been finding out is that there are different fees for different ports, and I've been literally, it's like pulling teeth trying to get an Excel sheet out of them and figure out, what the real bottom line costs are. Because what I don't want is to help you all order stuff, and then you get to the port to pick up, or you want something delivered to your door, and there is an entirely different price, like an extra $600 you weren't really expecting. And they're telling us this now, but I don't think this has always been the case. So I'm actually contacting the ports as well to confirm that that is something that exists and what the exact price would be. So I've been waiting for a response on the different ports so that I can report that back to you all. All right. And then once we understand what the port fees are, if there is one port fee per shipment, then if somebody, let's say it's four of you all that need them in the New Orleans area, right? What sense does it make for one person to pay $600 if that $600 could be split between four people who need them at that one port? So if that's the case, that's what I'm trying to understand about the incidental fee. That basically that might be able to be something that's shared between members rather than each person having to throw that extra money out, because at that point it might be something that's not worth the value that we thought it was if they're going to throw the incidental fees on top of that. Okay, so Venice, what you're saying is someone already has a JPEG, and what do you need to do to it? Do you just need to scale it to an all over size and print it? Or are you needing to, if you have to edit the design at all, that's definitely going to be a problem. So tell me what it is that you have, what they're giving you, and what you're expected to do with it. Oh, I got you. And so Venice, I have several videos showing you basically what you're being given is like when I start from a wallpaper. So I show you all, I have quite a few videos showing you how to pull in like a wallpaper design and how you would scale it and maybe even fade off the edges or recolor the edges a little bit so that you do have some color that might go into the areas where they didn't give you enough image to fill up. So I would definitely look for that as a source video. So when matter of fact, I have it in the all over template tutorial for the split template. You'll see when I do the art part of it, how I describe how you pull in a wallpaper and recolor it a little bit so that it looks like it's an all over design, even if it stops short. That's what I would pay attention to, that video. All right, and if I'm getting a little quiet, it's because y'all know I don't do two things at two things at once very well. Let's see. Mhm. Melissa, I don't know if it's anything you're doing wrong. It might be something that the clients are doing wrong when they're sending you low resolution images. It's really difficult to predict how a low resolution image is going to look once you blow it up into an all over. The best thing that I can say to do is to literally Control Plus and zoom into your artwork about the scale that it would be when you print it. And at least you can tell if you're going to see that graininess or that poor quality image. Thanks, Rona. I appreciate that. That's really sweet. Rona says Shannon is the absolute best Photoshop teacher. I've taken several other courses. She's patient and leaves no student behind. That's my motto, leave no creative behind. Yes, just do or bring the pre-requirements, the prerequisites. When I tell y'all to come with those few little pictures and your fonts downloaded, I promise you it'll make all of our nights easier. And Rona says she's been heaven sent to me. Thank you, Rona. That means a lot. I promise you. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. And here's another thing too. You have something when you go to view. So let's say this is our all over, right? If you go to view, Melissa, and you go to actual size, boom, that shows you what it's actually going to print out as. And if it looks crazy when you zoom in, like these aren't the highest quality photos, but they still look decent at this level. If when you zoom in like this, you see nothing but little looks like sand pieces or little pixels everywhere, you just know that it's not going to turn out great. All right, so let's see here. I'll go ahead and show y'all also what we're working on tomorrow. If you don't know right now, this is our class tomorrow. Every class that begins with a 1 is beginner friendly, okay? If you start seeing some twos in the beginning, that means you need to have at least 2 courses done successfully before you move on to do a 200 level course. So this one could be wedding or remembrance. It's pretty much us learning how to use the templates and learning Photoshop principles in the process. So it's, you're getting not just, I don't even think you're getting 2 birds with one stone. You're getting 3 birds with one stone. We're talking about triplets tonight. So you're getting 3 birds with one stone because you learn about Photoshop, you have a design that you can literally showcase that night if you're that excited. And then number 3, I give you my mock-up file so you can even mock up the design. So really and truly, you're getting a template that you can design. You're getting the class that teaches you essentially why things work the way that they work in Photoshop and how we're changing things. And then thirdly, you get the mock-up where you can apply whatever you did for class. You can apply it to your mock-up and go ahead and put it in your store or put it on your social media. All right, and while I'm uploading this class, I'll leave that up for a second in case y'all have any questions about class tomorrow. It is uploaded. I did go ahead and get that done. Erica helped me get through it because I was needing a nap. I was sleepy. And I know y'all were going to be watching out for it until it was ready. So I'm glad we got that together. And it's been so long since I've had to make a template post on this website. So it is taking me a little time now. All right, so let me go ahead and save this and see if I'm missing anything. All right, so if y'all don't have any other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and get off the live so maybe I can focus on getting this product uploaded for you all. I think it's saving. Let me make sure. Okay, so the first one is uploaded, and now I have to do the large format one. So there we go. So one of them's up. The 13 by 19 one is up. And I'm working on putting the all over up so I can be truthful, and then as soon as I'm done with this, I can tap out and all will be right with the world. So the True Ink, there actually three different versions of the True Ink. The one that has the Eco Tank bottles work for all of the desktop setups. So if you have the 70, 710s, 20s, the even the smaller, like old workforce 30s, those smaller printers, all the way up to the 16650 Eco Tank, which is the one that I have. Well, one of the ones that I have. So that ink works the same for all of those desktop style printers for Epson. The only thing I would look out for is if your printer ever was a dye printer versus a pigment printer. For instance, the EcoTank 15,000 has been giving people trouble, and I believe my philosophy is that it was because it was a pigment printer for the pigment colors, and then it was I'm sorry, it was a dye printer for the colors, and then it was only a pigment ink for the black only. So I think that does kind of throw off the coloration eventually and affects the print quality. But everything else that I can think of, you can use the True Colors standard desktop ink for. And then of course we have the Pro ink that's for the like the 70s, the 7270s, 5270s, those sort of T series printers. The Pro ink is phenomenal for those. And then you also have a standard ink that's for all wide format printers. So basically, I'm trying to cover all three bases when it comes to the Epson printers. But for most of you, you're going to do the ones that are in the Eco Tank bottles, the 127 milliliter bottles, will work for any desktop printer. Not any desktop printer, any Epson desktop printer. Yeah, I'm just adding this one. The one, Rona, the other one I worked on today was actually for class tomorrow. So I don't know if you'll be in class tomorrow, but the Innate Academy 131 is the other one I worked on today. Now, what did all the other things that I worked on today were already templates. They're already on innatelab.com. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I did anything today that was not a template, let me know and I'll make it a template. But I believe everything that I worked on today was already a template. All right, but good question, good question. So, Sherry and Yoko, y'all make sure that you contact Erica Kane so that you all can get this template that we worked on tonight for the free ski. And thank you again. Thank you so much for allowing us to use your beautiful subjects in our template. All right, so I think I'm almost done for the night. I'm just waiting for the all over one to upload and show up. Oh, I do have to add the video for tonight. So I'll go ahead and do that so that you all will know how to edit this thing when you finally download it. You'll get back to this video. Oh, look at y'all. Y'all threw them likes up there. Thank you. And I apologize. I don't really apologize uh, for the threatening manner of anyone that may have made you feel like you had to like this video. But I appreciate it, y'all. I really do. Y'all don't have to be up to midnight with me at all, but I appreciate you for keeping me company and getting me on top of this because you know how I'll do. I get inundated and I really do want to get these resources out to y'all. So I appreciate y'all giving me this opportunity to get it out to you. All right, loves, I think we are wrapped up and wrapped tight for tonight. I hope y'all come with some energy tomorrow for class, and I'm looking forward to it. And you all building some beautiful designs that I will be seeing very, very soon in the Innate Creatives group once y'all share what you've done. Is the ink not on sale? Let me check it, Yulisa. Let me check it. It should be. But if it's not, then let me see what's going on with that. Oh, I think I have to get off of this live in order to upload the video. So I have to wait until it processes. This one for the templates. Now y'all are saying the ink's not on sale. Let me check it out. And this is weird because I see some people have already purchased tonight. Let me see if maybe the 12 o'clock threshold passed and it thinks it's supposed to be done today and or yesterday, not today. I will check on that right now. And I'm looking for, it did switch up because it was showing yesterday and now it's not showing. So let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can update the cell on the back end of the website and see if it updates. All right, so I'm updating the rules here. We'll probably have to give it about 30 minutes to see if it's going to refresh and work correctly. All right, it should be working now. Go ahead and refresh your pages and let me know if it's working for you. Lisa, the shelf life of pretty much any sublimation ink is 1 year, and this is a fresh batch that we just got in last week, so it'll be 1 year pretty much from once you receive it. I have used ink that has been older than 1 year, without any problem. But that's just what we have to tell folks, is that it's a 1 year shelf life, because you do have the possibility of, color shifting after it's been exposed to light and heat and other things. So 1 year is the basic answer to that shelf life. And that's really odd. Like, I don't know how the website even said only certain templates were for sale, because it has no way of determining that when I have it on the way it's on. So, thank you for helping me figure that out, because I'm sure I would have had a lot of emails in the morning stating that they weren't able to use the um, or weren't able to take advantage of the sale. And I definitely don't want that for y'all. I want you to be able to use the sale. I even made it 41% off instead of 40 now, just to just to make up for that, just in case anyone was aggravated by it. So it's now 41% off instead of 40. All right, so it looks like the all over one. I'll pull this up here. All over is up. The 13 by 19 is up. Um, the video won't be up. So normally, like I said, when you go to a template here on the Innate Lab site, it usually will have a video right there, which is the YouTube free video of how to edit. This one won't be up probably until tomorrow, because it has to render, and YouTube has to make the video available, okay? So yes, we're back in business, y'all. I think y'all breaking down my little website, which is probably a good problem to have. But I don't know what's going on. But I love y'all for real. I appreciate y'all dearly. And until next time, I don't even know if I have the energy to let it out. I might need y'all to help me out now. You're welcome, loves. I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.